What's up guys, my name's Tom, welcome back to another video. Today here back for my F2 2019 career mode as Mahaveer Raghunathan, and today it's time for round 2 around Azerbaijan. If you haven't watched the previous round that was around Bahrain, was the first episode of this F2 Championship, I highly recommend to go check it out. The link is going to be in the description, but by the looks of it, it's almost a spoiler. We started with the right foot, and let's see if you can keep this momentum heading into Azerbaijan, one of the hardest tracks in the F1 calendar, F2 calendar. So I'm not expecting big things here. I just want to maintain the lead, or if I lose the lead, not being very far from first place. But here we are on practice. Pace on medium, on the mediums, is not the best. I'm gonna say to you, losing the back end like crazy, trying to find the traction. But on these yellow wool tires, things are not very good at the moment, as we lose the back end once again at the castle session. How I'm going to say about Azerbaijan, things are hard in an F1 car, but in the F2 car is 3 times worse. So I think it's going to be more a damage limitation weekend, as we lose the back end, we hit the wall, and we lose our front wing. And I have to bear in mind that we are running for the first time in simulation damage. So and the simulation damage on F1 2019 is absolutely no joke, so we have to be not careful, we have to be extra careful. And yeah, we smash our front wing, as you can see in the replay camera, but we're going to cross the line 5 tenths up, and he's going to be P13. But you're going to notice that, like in the title, I made a huge mistake because I decided to risk and go with a time trial setup, and you're going to see over the course of this weekend that wasn't a good choice, but we'll see what we can do. It's time for qualifying. Based on the softer tires, should be better now as we go out, and it's going to be our first and only run, because we just only have 1 set of tires in the qualifying session, which is a little bit limitative. But yeah, we have to carry on, suck out the pain, and see what we can do. At the moment we are 2 tenths down, I believe, from Nick de Vries. We're going to cross the line, and at the moment he's P5 by going purple on the third sector. It's normal because we're running in with 2 free wings, so straight line speed is going to be absolutely immense comparing with these guys. And from this on, this is my strongest part of the circuit. So 3 tenths up, we didn't improve on our first sector, but let's see if we can carry on this momentum through the whole straight. We should gain a huge amount of time, and just fast forward because it just flat out no big deal. We're going to cross the line, and it's going to be provisional pole position for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So things are going swimming in well, at least for in qualifying, for the softer compound tire. But yeah, I'm trying and trying, but the tire starts to go away, and as you can see, 2 tenths down. And actually I ran out of fuel in that same lap, so I wasn't going to improve it anyway. So we're going back to the pits, and unfortunately that's the end of our qualifying, and we've been demoted into P2, and he's going to be Nicholas Latifi starting in pole position for the feature race in the Bahrain Grand Prix, and then he's ourselves followed by Nick de Vries. That was really close, by 2 thousandths. We were faster than the ART, so that was really cool to see. But now here's come the how I'm going to say, the awkward part of the video, because I did race 1, yes, but the file of the video was corrupted, so there's no race. But thankfully I had the highlights of the race, and that's what I'm going to show you. So I'm sorry for that, don't blame me, blame my recording software. And we're going to watch the race highlights now. So here we are in starting in P2. I'm going to try to narrate the race as fast as I can, because it's just 3 minutes, and it's going to be just 1 minute of me narrating, because it's just 1 minute of the important part. So the start was terrible, dropped 1 position over Nick de Vries, and at the moment we are in P3 as we have a big tank slapper. Thankfully I managed to save that, and this is already in the second stint, because the first stint was very quiet. It was just maintain the position over Joe. And yeah, going through the pits, a little bit of a slipstream of Sergio Sere camera, and we get out of pits still in P3. Joe, I think, gained a little bit of time. Now he's on DRS range, and this is where things started to go a little bit from downhill, because I started to lose grips because the tires were absolutely worn because of the time trial setup. Wasn't the best idea. My teammate having an engine failure over the distance. A little bit of a replay, a little bit of a slow-mo. Schumacher tries to overtake us, and by desperately I try to fight back, but we lose a bit of our front wing, so pace is going to be absolutely terrible now, and we're losing a whole amount of positions, not just for Hubert, for Aitken, and I think for the Colin of Delatraz, I believe, I can't see, but as you can see I'm dropping a lot of positions. This happened with 4 laps to go, so just to see how many positions I was losing because of the tire wear, and now we've been overtaken by Nobuharu Matsushita, and we just across the line in P10. And yeah, Sean Galeo almost got us, but it was an absolutely terrible race, so maybe that's the reason that the video file was corrupted. And yeah, we're going to start the feature race in P10. Not the ideal. This weekend is being absolutely horrible. You had to see the race to see how much I was struggling, but I think you could see just a little bit of how I was struggling from this race highlights. So once again I want to apologize, but here we are on the grid, ready to the start of the sprint race. Strategy is pretty simple, is a no stop, and we have Harev on our left side of the track, so maybe this can give me a little bit of luck, I don't know. But we'll see what we can do. Pace on mediums has been absolutely terrible, and now we have to do like 14 laps or maybe 10 laps. I'm not entirely sure how many laps are going to be in this second race with the medium tires. Pace is going to be terrible. I'm going to tell you already. So I think I'm going to gain positions only on lap 1, but we'll see. We have good straight line speed through the straight, so maybe we can do some moves once the DRS gets enabled and it's lights out. And away we go to the sprint race at Baku. And it was a pretty decent start comparing. It was much better than the race 1 start, and we gave a little bit of a love tap on the gearbox of Nobuharu Matsushita. We received a warning, and now we're going to try to take a tighter line over Nick de Vries, try to get a good traction, and now we're going to stick on this slipstream. This is where this setup comes to play, because I'm in low wings, I have a pretty good straight line speed, and we overtook the Vries. We're going to try go down inside of Matsushita. We do so, we made the move on the Carlin, and we are in P8, taking the final point. If you don't know, when it comes to sprint races, the top 8 score points, and it's the top 8 of the race 1 gets reversed. If you're not into F2, go watch F2, because it's absolute fun. And now we're trying to chase down Nicholas Latifi, but this is the part of the track where I lose a lot of time, is after this straight, once we get to the castle session. And as you can see, I'm pushing a lot, grazing the wall ever so slightly, just to see how am I pushing, how I'm trying to catch Latifi. But this zone is absolutely nightmare with this setup, with this time trial setup, where the tires get absolutely destroyed. And yeah, it was an absolutely huge mistake, as you can see, losing the back end like crazy. It was an absolutely huge mistake to put a time trial setup, and yeah, I learned my lesson, and I'm not going to do that again. And now we made a mistake into the 90-degree left-hander, just 90 degrees left and right-handers, and now we are vulnerable to Nick de Vries. He's going to try go on the inside. We're going to try a whole run outside, and we do so, and we see this maintain into P8 position. So P8 position, I don't think that people don't say P8 position. I don't know what I'm saying at the moment, but now there's a huge train led by Jack 8 again, I believe. I don't know if he has some issue, but we'll see what we can do. We're going purple on the third sector with the DRS open, and we gain a lot of time on Nicholas Latifi. So just to see how strong we are through the start-finish straight. And now lap 8, I think we are starting to getting closer and closer to Nicholas Latifi, skipping forward to lap 8. So just to see, it's been pretty lonely laps. We've been pulling away of the guys behind, but as you can see, 58% on the rear left. So just to see how I'm struggling with the traction at the moment, and I'm pushing a lot. Join me on these final stages of the race, so close to hit the wall on the castle session. So I'm giving everything. I shouldn't do that, because I was in the championship lead after this round, but we'll see what we can do. We're trying and trying. I think this is going down to the wire at the start-finish straight, so we're going to try to brake as late as we can, try to avoid the come to lose traction, but we lose a bit of our front wing, unfortunately. And now I think we're going to lose downforce on this because it's a left-hander, and we do so, and unfortunately we're not going to get Nicholas Latifi, so that was very unfortunate. I tried just to see how hard I was pushing, and we are going to hold. We touched the wall, so we are abusing a lot, and just to see weaving the wheel everywhere, just to show my frustration. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a P8. It couldn't be worse, but yeah, I just want to forget this Grand Prix and go to Barcelona.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Brilliant stuff from Uni Virtuosi today. That's another historic win. And Davide Valsecchi, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
And as the adrenaline dies down after another eventful race, here come our top three out onto the podium.
Oh man, I just want to forget this weekend. I think this was one of my worst weekends ever on my F1 F2 career, F1-F2 career, and yeah, just in the title, like you saw, I made a huge mistake, and there you go. It was carrying a time trial setup to a Grand Prix weekend. You should never do that, even at the 25% race, and I learned it the hard way, because tire was absolutely terrible and the pace was absolutely nowhere near, because I'm not an expert in the setups, but maybe it was the throttle application, the suspension geometry, etc, etc, that influenced my result. And yeah, the biggest issue was the tires. The setup compromised the tire wear, and that's where we lost. But yeah, move on. We have to forget this and be ready for the next episode. That is going to be the Spanish Grand Prix around Barcelona. Just see P10 overall. We just scored 2 points. So in the championship, we're going to be with 35. But let's see the championship standings. We dropped to P5. We're 8 points away of Louis Delatraz, that leads now the championship despite not winning a single race. So consistency paying off to the Swiss driver, and we are not very far from first place. So it's not the end of the world, but like I said, it was just stupidity to carry a time trial setup. But yeah, move on. In the team's championship, it was a terrible day for MP Motorsport. Our teammate and an engine failed in race 1, and then race 2 pace was nowhere near because he had to start in last place. So that was the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, a terrible Grand Prix. So still, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed me suffering tire wear, make sure to smash like and subscribe channel if you want to see plenty more Formula 1 and Formula 2 content. And yeah, move on to Barcelona. That is going to be the next episode, like I said. So for me, it's everything. My name's Tom, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, it's goodbye.